Millions of Americans are unaware we're already in a recession. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It's very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. Folks, millions of Americans have no idea we are already in a recession. They're just trying to keep up with gas prices and food prices and watch mainstream media to tell them what's coming next. And if you're waiting for the government to officially come out and announce that we're in a recession, you're already behind the eight ball. You need to get in front of the eight ball. You need to get ahead of this. You need to get forward thinking, critical thinking, friends. And right now is the time to do it. I've been ringing the bell and sounding the alarm that we got ourselves into the biggest housing bubble ever produced in world history, and it can't sustain itself. There will be blowback, the dust will settle, and we will pay the piper. I've said that since day one, and it's now become prophetic. And I don't want to be a prophet. I just want to be somebody who's trying to help people understand. As somebody who's lived through the last housing bubble, even suffered the effects of that housing bubble, made his money in real estate, understanding the path to wealth is in real estate, but having bought in the last housing bubble and had that one purchase not worked out, when this bubble came along, I kind of sat this one out because, in fact, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, would be the definition of insanity. And I don't want to be insane. I want to be a sane, level-headed realist who's temperature checking and heat mapping the industry for his viewers. His lovely viewers. I love you guys. You guys are great. Comment section in this channel is insane. You guys are just insane. Appreciate you guys so very much. So it's been my honor and privilege to continue to serve you. Like I said, I'm kind of like the Peter Schiff and Tony Robbins of real estate meets, $1 million listing in terms of, working in the $1 million district in the industry. And so, I try to bring some balance to you guys. I just want you guys to see somebody in the industry giving straight talk, not trying to paint rainbows and sunshine and FOMOing people into buying in a big real estate bubble. I've always said I'm very fortunate I can put people on the sidelines, earn their business later, to try to create in them what I've created for myself, which is rental properties, which allows me to go out and enjoy my life and be on a beach if I want to, or go ride the motorcycle or play tennis or ride a bicycle or go for a walk. Not so worried about all my sales stats and I got this many. And the main reason I even got a real estate license is so I didn't have to pay some agent to do my deals, and then I just went ahead and put my license with a big brokerage. And then, I'm happy to help friends and family and select people. And now my YouTube subscribers with their real estate needs. But I'm a very unique salesperson. I know I'm very unorthodox, but one thing's for sure, I'm a long-time trained salesman and trained in the psychology of sales, the psychology of people, which brings us in again to today's topic. Millions of people are completely clueless that we're in fact already in a recession. And by the time the government has to admit this is in fact a recession, again, just like they had to admit inflation wasn't transitory, insanity. They're going to believe it once mainstream media picks it up and says the government officially, and it's just going to be it's just going to be reverse FOMO. It already is. The flip has occurred, right? We've talked about this. I've went buried in buyers to buried in sellers. The flip has occurred. It's a race to the bottom now. Now it becomes how fast can it go? We've produced the quickest appreciation in the real estate industry, and everything hinges on the real estate industry. Everything's the U.S. housing market. We lose the U.S. housing market. Game over. It's what happened in that bubble, and the bubble for that, bubble for that. It all comes back down to the U.S. housing market. Except we're talking over here about inflation data, and we're talking about gas prices and food shortages and political tension and the current administration. We need to talk about the housing market, how we get it under control, because if we just let this thing crash, there's the last thing we're talking about is, I always said, this is the real estate channel. Much bigger than real estate. If we lose the housing market, it is a completely different ballgame, friends. We're talking job losses. We're talking recession. We're talking potentially deep cycle depression like we haven't seen since the Great Depression. And the Great Depression was really resembling a lot of things that are happening here. A crisis that locked people at home and then reopened and overstimulated an economy. It found its way into the markets and the housing market because the Federal government mismanaged this stimulation by letting the housing market, of all things, to keep into control. They let that one get out of control, which is the number one offender. The problem we're now, I have a hard time containing myself because I get a little bit worked up with this. And again, our challenge is always, our goal is to get out of the problem and in the solution. The first step of getting out of a problem, admit there's a problem. We had a massive problem. It's very clear now. Welcome to the gas station. Welcome to the grocery store. That was all because of the housing market. The housing market is the only reason we're in this mess. Had they not stimulated the housing market, maybe we got out of this we're already on our way back out into a healthy economy again. The housing market is the number one offender of the problem we're in right now. They let it get away and people made way too much money on their real estate, felt rich on paper, went out and that's what they wanted us to do. Make us feel rich on paper. And now we see our equity is being robbed. And so that's why you got people trying to sell. They're like, I need to sell to get some cash freed up so I can pay for all this stuff I just went out and bought. All these recreational vehicles, new cars and vacations and eating out every night. Dumb, 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 dumb. Whew, insanity, insanity. Friends, I come to you today in final thoughts. As a friend, as a content creator, somebody wants to see you not only win in life. If you're waiting for the government to announce an official recession before you'll believe it, you're in big, big trouble. You have to understand we're already in one. Buckle up and strap in. Eliminate as much debt as you can. Insulate yourself with as much cash as humanly possible. I never suggest anybody do anything that I'm not doing myself. That's in fact what I've been doing. I didn't go out and race out and buy or finance any new debt. I didn't go out and try to overextend myself like this could last forever. I knew the biggest housing bubble would create the biggest blowback. This all comes back to the housing bubble. It's going to get contained. Unfortunately, it might have to crash in order to produce that. As bad as that might seem, it's actually needed, because if we don't and we let this thing go forever, the government's going to have to step in and take care of everybody, and we'll turn into a different kind of country than what we always have been, the world's superpower. We will not be that anymore. We need this to happen. Whew, insanity, you guys, this stuff, man. Whew. So, like I said, friends, understand the waters that you're swimming in. We have the perfect storm. It's got to happen. It's going to play out. I've asked this before on the community page of this channel. Thank you for participating in those polls. 80% of you say it's impossible to cool a housing market without crashing it. At least this one, the one that we're in now, the biggest bubble ever produced in world history, with the fastest appreciation to the highest levels ever recorded. That is not sustainable. As much as I want it to be, I benefit from this real estate industry continuing to remain euphoric, but as a level-headed realist, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out you can't overstimulate the housing market of all things and expect it not to have significant blowback. We're experiencing the front end of that now. Like I said, by the end of the year, we're going to have a much different conversation. I've reported by this summer, flood of inventory. We're seeing that now. We're seeing the correction. After a correction, it's a recession. After a recession, it's a depression. We have to hope, like I said, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Hopefully we come out somewhere in the middle, maybe just a 2008 style recession. Unfortunately, the 100-year cycle of depressionary levels of recessions, we are in that cycle right now, and the perfect storm to produce it is there. Many of us will make a lot of money in this next one, but it won't be for the ones that overextended themselves in the bubble. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video. If you'd like to contact me there, along with channels I've appeared on, I think you might enjoy. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate here in America, there's an email in the description for you as well. I have a network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. If you're watching from your television set today, another videos on your screen at this time, along with an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. Also, affiliate links of discounts from companies that support this channel in the description that you might want to take a look at. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.